Hey everyone, so I figured it was about a good time as any to do my next favourites video. It's been a wee while and I actually have a load of stuff to show you. I'm not really kind of doing it on a monthly basis anymore. I don't know, I just kind of feel it's handier just when I kind of realise there's loads of stuff I might have been using more lately that I haven't shown you, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to start off where I pretty much always start off with the skincare. Kind of seems like the logical place to start for me. So for cleansing, I have a new addition. I don't know if I've shown this yet, but it's a new addition to my Vichy family. And this is a micellar solution, or micellar, I'm not sure how exactly to pronounce it. It's like that new one that MAC brought out, the watery lotion. I can't even remember the name of it. But basically it's like a water-like lotion, but it's really good for taking off makeup, and you can use it on your eyes as well. So this is called a 3-in-1. Cleanses, removes makeup and soothes. It's a really lovely lotion. I always prefer these kind of watery and milky lotions to like the more creamy ones or anything like that. And I have been using it just pretty much every day, morning and night. I feel that it's really gentle on my skin as well, and it works really good at taking off eye makeup as long as it's not like waterproof or like really long lasting stuff. So this was only I think maybe about 12 or 13 euro in the pharmacy, but compared to like the other ones on the market at the moment, that's extremely affordable, because I think the MAC one is about 28. You know, it's very similar, but this is a lot less expensive. This I'm in love with, so that's that guy. Then as far as like cleansing for the shower goes, I am absolutely in love with these L'Oreal products. So they're these guys here. They're the Perfect Clean. So this is the foaming gel wash, and this one has salicylic acid in it, so that's obviously like a more of a chemical exfoliant, and it just really helps clean out your skin. Good for blemish prone skin, which I am. And then it comes with this little thing here that you pop out called the scrublet. So you literally just pop this between your fingers, pop a little bit, and you need such a tiny amount of the product in the center, and then work it around on your damp face when you're in the shower or over the sink or whatever, and this will help really gently exfoliate your skin as well, taking away any of those dead cells or whatever. So I'm obsessed with this, and I pretty much like leave this, it'll just suction onto the tiles in your bathroom. I use it with every wash I have pretty much in there. So I'm nearly finished with this guy, and I just got the kind of more physical exfoliant version. So this is it's just the foaming gentle scrub. But I'm looking forward to trying this one because I'm so impressed with the other guy, and I feel like my skin's just in pretty good nick lately. I'll actually just jump onto the one hair care thing I have, and this is just Tresemme, what would you call it? It's the, I don't know, Moisture Rich. I don't know what exact line it is from it, but it's this guy here, the Moisture Rich Vitamin E Luxurious Moisture Conditioner. They're very affordable in Dunnes Stores and stores like that here in Ireland. And I had the one that was like green. This is the blue one. I can't remember exactly what it was for, but I've gone back, and this is my second time buying this bottle because I just love it. I just feel like it really moisturizes or conditions my hair without weighing it down. It doesn't feel heavy or lanky, and it's just a really nice basic conditioner. And I do find I struggle sometimes with conditioners from being too heavy, with my hair being so fine, and I really like this. And of course my hair is dry or damaged. I mean, for those of you not that used to me or we used to watch my videos, from maybe here all down it was all like bleached blonde, and that's all dye over it, so it is damaged underneath. And of course I've put my own streak back in, so I do have to make sure I keep my hair in good nick, and this is helping definitely. So we've had some really nice weather here recently. It's kind of dulled down a little bit, but it means I've been popping on the SPF like no one's business. And of course primers are a really handy way of doing that when it comes to wearing makeup. So the two primers that I've been pretty much going for, well, yeah, I've been swapping between the two. I've gone back to my Clinique Super City Block. This is the one with the 40 SPF, so you can get the 25 SPF as well. I say always go for the higher one. There's no, I don't think there's any upside to going for the lower one. So this is not just an SPF, it's a city protectant, so it protects against pollution, against the elements, you know, against the weather as well as against the sun. So I really love this. Now one of the reasons I like this, which is probably one of the reasons some people won't like it, it has an ever so slightly greyish tint to it, but I love it for my skin because I just think it gives a really nice porcelain look to pale skin. So it may not suit the darker skin tones, but maybe the lower SPF one perhaps doesn't give as much of a greyish tint because it wouldn't have so much of that pigment in it. But this is oil free, I love it, and can't recommend it enough, especially for underneath makeup. And then the other primer I've been going for pretty much in the last, like, say 2.5 to 3 weeks, and it's the Prep and Prime Fortified Matte by MAC, the Fortified Skin Enhancer Illuminator, SPF 35. So of course it has another high SPF in it. The reason I like this again is because it does tend to give me that porcelain look. This is one of 4 colours. You can have a yellowy one, there's the greeny one I think, yeah, there's a greeny one, a yellowy one, an orangey one, and then this is the kind of lilac-y pink one. So the way lilac works when it comes to colour correction in makeup terms is that it counteracts like yellowy or sallow tones, so it just helps to give much more porcelain look, especially if you are slightly more on the pale side, and it is really good for that, and I really like the feel of it on the skin, and it makes a good makeup base as well. So those are my 2 main primers of the moment. Then I have been using this serum which I'm in love with. It's an Olay Anti-Wrinkle Instant Hydration Day Serum. So the reason I love this is it's really good for trapping moisture in. I do tend to spritz my face first. It has silicone in it, so it's really good as a base for makeup. Everything glides on really, really smoothly over it, and it does keep, you know, it does in a little bit way help keep your own oils, like it'll help disperse the own oils because of the silicone underneath it, but it's more about keeping hydration in. So as long as you're well moisturised or hydrated underneath, this is a good one. Now this one has a bit of a scent to it. I was told by one of you guys that you can get a fragrance free version. I haven't come across it where I can get them yet, but I'll keep an eye out for it because I think I would prefer it. But this I haven't got any complaints over yet, and it wasn't that expensive, pretty inexpensive again from Dunnes Stores. Then the only other thing, like skincare wise really, would be this guy here. It's one of these sunblock sticks. So you know, like surfers or anyone who's outdoors a lot would use it. It's just see through here. You can put it, I mainly use it down for my nose because that's where I tend to get plagued with freckles, and especially after getting, you know, that laser in that I got, or the photo rejuvenation that I got earlier on in the year. I don't really want them all to come back, so I've been popping this particularly down the centre of my nose, and then up around the eye area where the skin is really delicate and, you know, much thinner, and then maybe up along the top of my lips, anywhere where I tend to get a few more gathering of freckles if I do get a lot of sun. It's been working a treat, and it will obviously give a little bit of a flashback or a sheen back because it's such a high SPF, and I actually like that in those areas where I put it. It creates a little bit of a highlight. So yeah, I pop this on and it's fine. It doesn't seem to break down the makeup at all. I've been using this under my makeup pretty much every day because we were having a lot of sun there for a while, and absolutely no damage to the makeup. Like, it didn't break or out, it didn't break up over it or anything like that. So this is by La Roche-Posay, and it's the 50+ SPF, UVA and UVB, which is pretty much the highest protection you can get. Anthelios XL, so that's it there. Really, really love this guy and highly recommend that as well for us paleys, or for anyone else really concerned with you know, just protecting certain areas, or you might have like delicate skin or whatever in your skin, on your face rather. So I only really have one foundation to show you, and this I must say is a little bit of a surprise. I tend to go for the more, not always high-end foundations, but I've never come across a really, really, really inexpensive foundation that I adored before, and this is the first time. So I came across Catrice in a local pharmacy, and they actually now just have it in pennies as well, which is a new thing, because they had Essence for a while but they never had the Catrice. And then when I came across it in the pharmacy anyhow, I wanted to try out a good few bits, so I picked up a few bits, and one of the things I picked up was this Catrice Cosmetics Infinite Matte up to 18 hours makeup, so it's a long lasting shine control, oil free makeup, blah 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 blah. Now the lightest colour they had was light beige, which scared me a little bit because normally you have to go through like the vanillas and the porcelains and the ivories before you even get to beige. So normally, even if I see the word beige with light before it, it doesn't mean that it's going to be pale, but this actually is a perfect colour. I'm wearing it now and you can see it actually matches up really, really well. It's a lovely consistency. It's slightly more of a cream rather than a liquid. It still has a pump though, which I love. One pump is more than enough. I've been pumping out way too much, and it's more of a natural matte, so it's not a powdery matte by any means. It is more of a natural, like looking like your own skin kind of matte. It's just not shimmery or shiny or anything like that, and it does seem to last really long. So I actually have nothing bad to say about this. I mean, there's no sunblock in it, so you definitely need to use your primers or whatever underneath, but this would be a lovely nighttime makeup. You know, especially if there is going to be a lot of photography and stuff like that involved. But like I said, I've been wearing it most days and I have it on at the moment, and I seem to be reaching for this more than my other ones at the moment, and it was only like £5, so I'm extremely impressed with that. But I had heard great things about Catrice anyhow, so I'm not overly surprised. Then going on to concealers, I suppose next, I have also this Catrice concealer, all around concealer palette. So this comes in 5 different shades. You have a green shade for redness. Now luckily my skin has been actually really good to me lately, so I haven't actually had much of a chance to use it. The pink shade I've been mixing with, say, some of the other shades for under around the eye area, and then the other ones I just mix and match depending on where on my skin I'm using the concealer, or whether on my eyes or whatever. It's a lovely concealer for the price. Again, it was... So of all the Catrice stuff I bought, I think the most expensive thing was maybe €5 or €6. This might have been up around the £5 mark as well, but you're getting 5 concealers for a £5, so you know, I'm not going to complain about that by any means. And for, again, a really inexpensive brand, I'm extremely impressed. This is up there with some of my more high-end brand ones easily. It's a very good concealer palette. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. So that's that guy. Then definitely for more high-end concealers, this would be more of a medium-end one, so it's my Vichy Derma Blend. I just adore it, and the reason I love this again is because it has an SPF of... This has an SPF, I think, of like 35 in it as well. It always says it on the box, but it doesn't say it on the actual stick itself, which is kind of annoying, but it does have an SPF of 35 in it, so I love to use this again around my nose area or any of those areas that I need a little bit of extra protection. But it just gives impeccable coverage. It's because it's really, really good coverage. It's not thick though, it's more just extremely pigment heavy rather than having to layer on loads of it. And this number 12 Opal is just a perfect match for my own skin. You know, really nice, lovely kind of ivory yellow based shade. So again, I tend to reach for this most days, and I will often use this by itself just with a, you know, a synthetic brush like this, and lightly apply it all over any little areas that I need without having to go for foundation. So really, really love this, and I have discovered I can actually use it underneath my eyes without it totally caking up. So I really love these newer formula ones that are coming out that are really, really, really good coverage without being heavy and cakey. So it's nice when you can find those. Then two definitely higher end brand concealers. First, I have my Bobbi Brown Touch Up Stick. There's not much to say about it other than it's a really, really nice concealer. This is number 1 Warm Ivory. I just stick it in my wee makeup bag. This comes pretty much everywhere with me, and I'll just touch up as I need it throughout the night. Again, it's a perfect colour for me, and slightly lighter kind of yellowy shade. And it's a lovely consistency. It's like creamy without being greasy or oily, and it doesn't dry. It's just really, really nice on. I do set it with powder, but it's just one of those really nice concealers. Now obviously the price point is going to be a lot higher than some of these other guys, so some people might not want to spend that much on it, but I love it, and there we go. It's really handy to have for the kit as well. So another Bobbi Brown concealer I have. Now this one I actually got a shade slightly too lighter. It doesn't even look too light there, well, in the monitor anyhow, but what I've been using this for, it's a bit too light for my actual face, but I've been using it as a highlight underneath my eyebrow. So once I have my eyebrows done, I'll use kind of a stiffish little brush like this guy here, so it has a nice little stiff tip, which means I can perfectly draw in a shape which perfects the shape of my eyebrow as well as pops the concealer on. And then if I want a slightly lighter highlight, because this is still a lovely light, like natural colour in my opinion, setting with this white powder makes it that little bit lighter, and of course means that it's not going to budge. So that's actually pretty much what I've been using. This has been my go-to highlight for the last month straight. I haven't really been using any other highlights, and I really love it. And that's that guy. The last concealer would be, just quickly, I've mentioned it before, my Collection 2000 Lasting Perfection Concealer. The bad thing about this is that all the writing comes off. That goes to show how much I've used it, but I'm number 2 light. This costs €5 or €6 I think again in Boots by Collection 2000. It's the one I've just been using constantly underneath my eye. I'm going to be going on to my 3rd tube soon. Absolutely adore that. Okay, so quickly on to setting powder. This has been my go-to setting powder again. It's Vichy and it's the Derma Blend. Now this, when it's used in conjunction with the Derma Blend concealer or foundation, it makes it waterproof and rub proof and makes it last up to 16 hours. You know, you can go bathing, rubbing, whatever, sweat as much as you want in it, but I just use it over my normal foundation and I just adore it because it's so finely milled. It's a really fine dust, and when you pop it on over your foundation, it doesn't, even if it's a thicker foundation, it doesn't grab onto it and look powdery like a lot of these other whitey ones I find can. The flashback isn't a problem with this, and there's tons in it, and it really wasn't that expensive. I can't remember exactly how much, but I know it was less than 20, and I'm barely like making a dent in it. I'm using it every single day. The brush I've been using, my favourite brush for applying it with, is this guy here, which is my Real Techniques blush brush. This is one of the ones you buy singularly. It stands up by itself and I absolutely adore it. It's such a loosely packed soft brush that it just applies the perfect amount. It doesn't leave streaks in my face or anything like that, and these two together are just like my holy grail kind of powder application thingy-majiggy at the moment, so highly recommend that. I want to go quickly enough, I suppose. Mascaras. Okay, 2 mascaras I've been using constantly back to back. I have my False Lashes Extreme Black by MAC. This is just exactly what it says on the tin. It's a really extreme carbon black mascara. I like that it has one of those kind of medium ones, not too fat, not too thin, blah blah blah, and it just gives a really nice, dramatic yet natural enough like mascara look. It doesn't look clumpy or look ridiculously false, but it does give you really enhanced eyelashes. I have it on at the moment. This is the Max Factor, one of the newer false lash effect ones, and this is a 24-hour lasting one. I love my Max Factor mascaras. I know I've said that a million times before. This has a really fat wand with tiny bristles, so it really coats every last hair, but the main thing about this is that it lasts forever. It really does not budge, and I find it doesn't flake off or anything like that. So any days when I really have to have my makeup on from very early to very late, this is what I've been going for. So I really love that as well. Okay, I've loads of pencils here. I'll show you them in groups though. Another thing I got from Catrice, which was only about £3 quid, I think maybe £2.50, £3, is this eyebrow pencil. So it's just Eyebrow Stylist number 3 Brown Eyed Peas. It's what I have on at the moment, so it's since these bad boys are back, I haven't really been doing much with my eyebrows except for just this outer kind of what do you call it, arch end. I've had to fill that in a tiny bit because it is a little bit sparse still, I suppose, because it's still growing out. This area here I'm not filling in at all, so it seems to be just a really good match. And then it comes with one of those little combs on the end, and it's just a really nice handy little one, and it's so inexpensive compared to some of the more expensive ones that I was using, so I really love that. Another Catrice product, I've just been constantly reaching for these Catrice things, I suppose because I had them on the desk as well and I was trying them out and I ended up liking them. Now there are a couple of things I hated. I hated this eyeliner pen by Catrice, the blue one. My eyes were stained with blue over it for about 2 days later, so I won't be raving about that one again. But this is just one of your basic liquid eyeliners. It's called 010 Dating Joe Black. It's just like, I mean, there's nothing really fancy about it except for the fact that it's really affordable and it's a really nice basic eyeliner, and it's again what I've used today, so there's you know, it's not like particularly waterproof or anything like that, but it's just a really nice basic eyeliner if you're looking for something inexpensive that works really well. So really like that, and of course it has one of those like more rigid tips for precise application. I've been using loads of these guys lately. So it's, when I say these guys, I mean waterproof pencils. The reason I've been using them is I love them as bases for my eyeshadow, especially when it's a bit warmer, and they really don't budge. So some of my favourites, I used this in that recent video I put up of the Get Ready With Me, the Friday night makeup tutorial, or it wasn't tutorial, just makeup look. So this is my Pixie Endless Silky Eye Pen. It's just a really lovely, soft, kind of bluey, purpley pen. It goes on so soft, but once it sets and dries, it's not moving. So that's one of the reasons I love that one. I have two of these Sleek Ooh La La pencils. Again, these are waterproof. Once they go on really soft, but then once they're on, they're budge proof. I've been using these in the waterline as well and absolutely love it. So that's my Nutcracker one, and this is Tonic. I think there's another gold one, but I haven't really been using that one as much. This is another one. Now this wouldn't be a waterproof one, but it's still beautiful. Luckily, because I don't have oily eyelids, I get away with it. This is the MAC Pearl Glide Liner in Black Line. Look at that. It's just the most beautiful colour. I think that's why I absolutely adore it. It was out with, was it Vera? I think. I'm really bad at mixing up my collections, but it was out with the recent collection, but there's still loads on counter because I know you can still get it in Galway. It's just a beautiful khaki green with gold glitter in it. Buff this all over the eyelids. I've even been using it by itself just around the lash line, but it's beautiful as an under eye. I've been going back to my Makeup Forever one a few times. Again, it's just so soft. Look how bright that one is. This is my number 7L. It's a waterproof as well, so it's just, I'm big into my waterproof products, I suppose, when it comes to the hot weather. And then my Lord and Berry is my favourite waterproof black. Goes on really soft again, and then it does not budge once it's on. So they'd be all the liners that I've been using. Finally, when it comes to eyeliner, my Lash 77 gel eyeliner. It's just your basic black eyeliner. I've heard a lot of people saying this is like their holy grail eyeliner, and I do really love it. The only downside is it can tend to not fully dry, but it won't be as fluid if it's out in the air for any amount of time. So I have been using it with this Duraline. Just put a tiny drop of this on the back of my hand, mix it in with it, and you have the most fluid, amazing eyeliner that still lasts forever, because this is still waterproof, I believe. No, I don't think it is waterproof, but either way it just still seems to last on my eyes, no problem. And then this in the waterline is seriously unmovable. I can't say enough good things about it. The last couple of things would be nail varnish. I've never been the biggest nail varnish girl in the world, but I've definitely been getting into it a bit more lately. So this is by Catrice. This is a beautiful colour. You can see it there, the kind of goldy one on my nails. And this is called Genius in the Bottle, 480, and it's the Ultimate Nail Lacquer. So gorgeous. It's one of those duochrome ones, so it looks a bit greeny sometimes, and then it looks gold the rest of the time. And then these two guys here are like nail art ones, so if you can see, I'll try and go up closer. So on this finger here I have this guy. So this is by Essence, and it's Nail Art Special Effects in number 10 Glorious Aquarius. So it's absolutely beautiful. It's just these beautiful blue kind of glitter flakes. I really love it. And then on this finger, if that's focusing, I have this guy here, which is my Inglot. I think they're called Flakies, and this was number 203. And it's kind of gives that beautiful, like, how would I put it, like snowflake effect, but with green. And then my friend Audrey got it in kind of a reddy colour when we were up in Dublin last time, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So I really love them. Okay, so the last things I want to show you really would be the brushes I've been using, and it's a bit of a cliche, I think, coming from YouTube land, but the top three like makeup brush brands I suppose I've been using would be number 1, the Real Technique ones. I just adore them. These are of course by Samantha Chapman of Pixie Boo. So like the blush brush is like my go-to powder brush. This buffer brush or stippling brush is what I've been using constantly for my foundation, or even my buffer brush from one of the other collections. And then one of my favourite brushes of all time is this little contour brush. It's just what I use for my cheeks and I absolutely adore it. Then the other surprise, two companies that I've been using would be my Sigma and my Sedona Lace, and I just can't help it. I just think I'm just obsessed with the feel of these synthetic brushes. So this is the Sedona Lace, was it from the Midnight set? It was these three guys here. And they're just so soft. I mean, it's more the feel of the brush, but also they don't shed like natural hair bristles. So inexpensive, like they're really, really affordable, and you know, you can get them worldwide because they are available online. So I've just been loving them. And then of course you have the Sigma ones, which I had first, like the round top kabukis and those. I can't say enough good ones about them. I have all my like synthetic guys here in their own little cases, and they're the ones that I seem to be going for much more lately. I just really love them, especially for doing concealer and stuff, and then for washing those kind of like creamy products off, it's much easier because, you know, these don't absorb products like the way the natural hair bristles ones do. This one here by Real Techniques as well, this is the base eyeshadow brush. I mean, I just love it for cream eyeshadows. So yeah, those synthetic bristled brushes are just amazing, and it's getting really noisy outside, so it's a good time to say goodbye. So yeah, I'll chat to you all really soon, guys, and I'll see you hopefully for another tutorial later on this week. So take care. Slán!